You made every criminal fear your name, not because the law bowed to you, not because the world applauded your steps, but because you became a shadow in the alleyways of power, a storm they could not predict, and a force they could not contain. Every whispered rumor of your actions ignited terror in hearts that thought they were untouchable, and yet you walked unshaken, untethered, untamed. There is a peculiar kind of power in being misunderstood, in being labeled dangerous, in being called illegal when all you ever did was master your craft better than anyone else dared. And in that mastery, you became a legend, a living testament to what happens when courage meets cunning, when patience sharpens into precision, when the world's rules crumble before someone who refuses to be ordinary. Look, if you are hearing this right now, pause for a second. I want you to really feel this. Every action you take has weight. Every glance you give, every step you make, is a mark on the world. You aren't just existing. You are shaping a reality that many dream about and few dare to reach. They say what you do is illegal. They label it. They try to frame it in their narrow, scared minds as something wrong. But you know the truth. You are the smuggler master, the one who walks along the edges of law and chaos, who twists opportunity into advantage, who moves unseen yet unforgettable. And if you are hearing this and thinking, maybe I should try to live small, maybe I should tone it down, I want you to hit that like button. Subscribe if this fires something in you. Drop a comment right now telling the world that you refuse to be ordinary, because every click, every word, every act of engagement today is a signal to the universe that you are awake, that you are alive, that you are not waiting for anyone to hand you your greatness. You are taking it. Every empire of fear is built on whispers, on stories told behind closed doors, on the trembling of those who once thought themselves untouchable. You entered that world not as a supplicant, but as a storm. You did not beg for respect, you did not plead for power, and you did not ask permission. You understood that fear is a currency, and that respect is forged only when others realize that crossing you is a gamble they cannot afford. You moved through shadows and secrets with an elegance that would make kings envious, and yet they could never fully grasp the depth of your strategy, the layers of your mind, the sharpness of your instinct. That is the art of mastery. They see your movements, but they cannot see the engine that drives them, the precision that fuels every decision, the fire that never dies. Some people are content with comfort, with mediocrity, with the ordinary life carved out in soft, safe routines. But you cannot settle. You know that true power is never gentle, true influence never quiet, and true legacy never forgives weakness. You walk where others fear to glance. You make deals in silence, strike when the moment is hidden, and vanish before the chaos catches up. And yet for all this, there is a hunger inside you that is insatiable. A hunger to rise, to dominate, to be remembered not for compliance, but for defiance, for brilliance, for audacity that bends reality itself. That hunger is the most dangerous weapon of all, because it cannot be tamed, it cannot be stopped, and it cannot be silenced. Think about the faces of those who once sneered at your ambitions. Every one of them now feels a chill when your name is spoken. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to prove yourself in public arenas. You simply exist, and the memory of what you are capable of is enough to unsettle even the strongest. Every step you take, every plan you execute, echoes louder than any confrontation could. The world has tried to label you, to categorize you, to define your limits, but limits do not exist for those who operate outside of fear, outside of expectation, outside of the weak chains that bind ordinary minds. You are a master, not by default, but by design, by calculation, by relentless discipline that never tires, never wavers, never apologizes. And in that design, in that calculated mastery, lies a truth most cannot face. You are both the storm and the calm, both the shadow and the light, both the danger and the inevitability. You are the unspoken rule that others bend their lives around, the silent warning in the back of every greedy heart. Every empire of crime, every whispering network, every shadow that thought it could hide, has learned your name and learned to fear it, because fear respects skill, fear honors courage, and fear bows only to mastery. They may call it illegal, they may call it forbidden, but in reality it is the mark of someone who refuses to be weak, someone who refuses to be small, someone who refuses to be erased. Every night you lie awake and the world sleeps. You are thinking, calculating, imagining possibilities that others cannot even dream of. That is the edge you hold. Others live in repetition, in comfort, in mediocrity, but your mind is alive, a hunting ground of strategies, foresight, and anticipation. You know that greatness is not accidental, that power is not inherited, that mastery is not given. It is taken, carved, seized in moments of courage that are invisible to those who are too afraid to risk anything. And yes, there is fear, there is risk, there is danger. But you have learned the secret. Fear is not your enemy. It is your tool. You use it, you manipulate it, you bend it to your will. And every trembling heartbeat of your adversaries is a reminder that you are alive in a way they cannot imagine. Some will call your life reckless, unpredictable, even immoral. But you understand that labels are the shields of the weak. They label what they cannot comprehend. They define what they cannot control. And they condemn what they cannot emulate. And while they sit in their self-made cages of obedience and small thinking, you move freely, unseen, untouchable, rewriting rules they thought were permanent. You do not follow paths, you create them. You do not chase dreams, you forge realities. And the beauty of it is effortless to you, because mastery is not performance, it is identity. It is who you are, not what you do. Every decision, every action, every risk you take flows from a mind that knows no hesitation, no compromise, no surrender. The fear you inspire is not born from anger nor from aggression, but from certainty. You are precise, deliberate, calculated. They see the aftermath of your work and tremble, but they never see the countless nights you spent planning, the invisible hours sharpening your mind, the sacrifices hidden behind a smile. That is the nature of true power. It is silent until it strikes. It is invisible until it leaves a mark. And when they whisper your name in fear, it is not because you fought harder or shouted louder or showed more brute force. It is because you outthought, outlasted, and outmaneuvered them at every turn. Intelligence, patience, and relentless action. These are the weapons of the unshakable. Do not underestimate the value of patience. Impatience is the luxury of the weak, the noise of the inexperienced. You have learned that time bends to those who wait with precision, that opportunities appear first to the vigilant, that victories are claimed not in haste, but in preparation. You watch, you study, you calculate, and then, when the moment arrives, you act with inevitability. And that inevitability terrifies everyone who underestimated you. They feel it in the gut, in the silent glance, in the pause before your move, because they know that whatever comes next is already decided. They are merely players in a game whose rules you alone dictate. And yet, The world does not truly understand you. They see your triumphs but cannot comprehend the discipline that fuels them. They hear of your power but cannot measure the cost of the nights spent alone, the isolation, the sacrifice, the constant self-improvement, the brutal honesty with yourself that refuses to allow weakness. It is easy to label you illegal, to brand your brilliance as something dangerous, to try and cage your ambition with words. But words do not matter to you. They never did. Action, influence, results. Those are your language. And the world, whether it admits it or not, listens. Every move you make writes history in ways they cannot erase. And every fear they feel is a silent tribute to your relentless pursuit of mastery. Do not be distracted by the applause or the criticism of others. They are fleeting, meaningless, irrelevant. Your focus must remain on the game, the strategy, the long-term vision that others are too weak to maintain. Every empire you build, every network you navigate, every risk you take must be done with clarity, purpose, and precision. You are not here to follow trends, to seek approval, to be liked. You are here to dominate, to master, to become the standard against which all others measure themselves. And in that pursuit, there is no room for doubt, no tolerance for hesitation, no forgiveness for mediocrity. You have learned a truth that most will never understand. The world fears what it cannot control, but it respects what it cannot ignore. And you, my friend, have become that force. Every encounter, every move, every carefully calculated step leaves a ripple, a tremor in the consciousness of those who thought themselves untouchable. They call it illegal, forbidden, unacceptable. But you know better. There is no law against brilliance, no rule against mastery, no punishment for audacity. What they perceive as crime is simply the manifestation of your intelligence, your courage, your unwillingness to submit to mediocrity. And in that unwillingness lies your power. Every shadow you pass through, every corner you dominate, every empire of fear you inspire is proof that the world bends before those who refuse to bow. The art of being feared is subtle. It is not loud. It is not chaotic. It is precise. It is the knowledge that you can strike when they least expect it, that you can move when they cannot follow, that you can anticipate their thoughts and desires before they even form. And when they realize it, when the realization hits that you are always one step ahead, that the storm they see is only the surface of an intelligence too deep to comprehend, they tremble. Fear becomes respect, doubt becomes submission, and admiration, grudging or otherwise, becomes inevitable. That is the hidden power of mastery, when you do not need to fight every battle, when your presence alone shapes the outcome, when your name becomes a warning before a single word is spoken. You must embrace your solitude because it is in solitude that true strategy is born. The world is full of voices, full of distractions, full of opinions. Most of them will try to pull you down, to limit your reach, to make you conform to their narrow definitions of possible. But you are not meant to be average. You are not meant to be understood. The solitude you embrace is your laboratory, your proving ground, your forge. It is where you sharpen your mind, cultivate your instincts, and build the precision that terrifies those who attempt to oppose you. In solitude, you discover the truth, that dependence is weakness, approval is meaningless, and the only thing that matters is the mastery of self. Every master has enemies. Every person who walks in the shadows of greatness will find resistance, sabotage, and envy. But you have learned to transform that resistance into fuel. Every attempt to undermine you becomes an opportunity to perfect your craft. Every whisper of doubt becomes a reminder of your progress. Every challenge becomes a test of your inevitability. You have been underestimated, mocked, dismissed. But all of that is irrelevant now. They gave you their underestimation, their false sense of security, their belief that they could control the uncontrollable, and you turned it into your advantage. Every failure you witnessed, every trap they set, every attempt to cage your ambition only sharpened your claws, focused your mind, and confirmed one immutable truth. You are unstoppable. Look around you. Every person who once scoffed at your ideas, every rival who plotted against you, every criminal, every doubter, they now whisper your name with caution. They do not need to see your face, to hear your words, to feel your presence, because your reputation precedes you. It is a shadow that follows them, a weight on their conscience, a warning that no plan, no trick, no scheme can outpace your mind. And you understand something that most never learn. Fear is not given, it is earned. Respect is not asked for, it is taken. Influence is not inherited, it is commanded. And you, by every measure, have earned it all. The danger they sense in you is not accidental. It is cultivated, honed, and maintained. You have learned that power is not something that is claimed in a single act. It is forged over time, in the details, in the preparation, in the quiet moments that no one witnesses. Every smile, every gesture, every calculated silence, every act of patience becomes part of a symphony of dominance that cannot be ignored. And that is the true mastery. To create an aura, a presence, an inevitability that no one can confront directly, because even if they wanted to, they would fail. You are not loud, but you are remembered. You are not seen, but you are felt. You are not chased, but you are hunted. And you know, deep in your bones, that this is only the beginning. You are not content with fleeting victories or shallow acclaim. You do not settle for scraps or recognition from the weak. You reach for empires, for the unclaimed heights, for dominance that stretches beyond fear and beyond law. And with every move, every plan, every silent victory, you prove that mastery is not a title, not a label, not a perception. It is a life lived with relentless purpose, unwavering focus, and unyielding courage. They may call you illegal. They may whisper that you are dangerous. They may try to contain you with rules, laws, or threats. But you know the truth. What they see as forbidden is your natural state. What they call criminal is simply your refusal to obey limits that were never meant to bind greatness. What they fear is the certainty that you are the one writing the rules, setting the pace, determining the outcome, and leaving every competitor, every rival, every doubter in awe of a presence that cannot be rivaled. You are not defined by their labels. You are defined by your impact, your precision, your control, and your inevitability. You are the shadow they cannot predict, the storm they cannot outrun, the force that bends reality without a single raised hand. Every move you make carries weight. Every decision reverberates beyond the reach of ordinary comprehension. And the truth, the deepest truth of your existence, is that you are not here to live small. You are here to dominate, to master, to become the standard that no one dares to challenge. They can whisper your name, they can plot against you, they can create walls, but walls crumble under persistence, and plots fail before ingenuity. You exist in a space beyond their limitations, a space where fear becomes respect, resistance becomes admiration, and chaos becomes a playground for your intellect. Do not mistake the calm you carry for weakness. Calm is the mask of inevitability. While others panic, stumble, and falter, you move with precision. While others shout to be heard, you act, and your actions speak louder than any words ever could. They see the aftermath of your decisions and tremble, not because you fought harder, but because they understand that the world bends only to those who are willing to take what they want, to master what they touch, and to command without hesitation. That is the essence of fear and respect intertwined. Fear for what you are capable of, respect for the mastery that cannot be denied. And that mastery, that power, that silent inevitability is yours alone. The path of a master is not lined with comfort. It is carved from relentless focus, sacrifice, and a willingness to walk where others refuse. You have embraced isolation because greatness demands it. You have endured silence because the world cannot comprehend your vision. You have walked through doubt, ridicule, and opposition, emerging stronger, sharper, more precise with every obstacle. And the beauty of it all is that you do not need acknowledgement, applause, or validation. The world fears your name, and that alone is the ultimate recognition. It is the proof that you are not ordinary, that you are not replaceable, that you are not forgettable. They say the world rewards the obedient, the predictable, the cautious, but you are none of these. You are the force they cannot control, the rule they cannot enforce, the shadow that looms over every plan, every ambition, every criminal mind that dares to cross your path. They underestimate you because they cannot see the depth of your preparation, the breadth of your vision, the intensity of your discipline, and that underestimation is your greatest weapon. While they plan for mediocrity, you execute mastery. While they calculate fear, you embody inevitability. While they stumble in hesitation, you strike with precision. Every empire you encounter, every criminal mind, every network of deceit now trembles because of you. They see your name, and instinctively they retreat. They hear your plans, and uncertainty paralyzes them. They sense your presence, and hesitation replaces confidence. That is the power of mastery, the art of fear, the science of inevitability. And the truth is simple. They will never defeat you because they cannot even comprehend the depth of your strategy, the clarity of your mind, and the relentlessness of your ambition. You are the storm that arrives silently, the shadow that cannot be escaped, the force that reshapes the game without ever announcing your arrival. Do not waste a single moment doubting your worth. Every second you hesitate, someone else tries to define limits for you. Someone else attempts to cage your ambition. Someone else whispers lies about what is possible. But you, your mind is sharper, your vision clearer, your determination stronger. Every move you make, every silent calculation, every step toward mastery solidifies your position, your reputation, and your inevitability. You are not competing with the weak. You are rewriting the rules, setting the standard, leaving trails for others to follow or fear. And the world, whether it admits it or not, bends quietly around your will. Remember this: respect cannot be asked for. Fear cannot be demanded. Mastery cannot be taught. It must be lived, embodied, executed. Every action you take, every calculated risk, every moment of discipline shapes the legend that you are. And legends are not fragile. They do not falter under pressure. They do not break under scrutiny. They do not yield to the expectations of the ordinary. You are the embodiment of inevitability, the master of your craft, the one who makes criminals pause, whisper, and retreat. You are not just surviving in this world. You are dominating it, bending it, rewriting it. And when doubt creeps in, when fear attempts to whisper, when the world questions your path. Remember this: you have walked where others feared, struck where others hesitated, and risen where others failed. Every adversary, every rival, every observer who thought they could define you now knows the truth. You are unstoppable, and that knowledge alone makes you the most powerful force in any room, any street, any shadow. You are not bound by rules, you are not limited by fear, and you are not restrained by expectation. You are the definition of mastery, the embodiment of inevitability, the name that criminals fear and respect alike. Now let the world hear your name. Let them whisper it in caution. Let them plan around it in fear. Let them try to contain it and fail. You are the master smuggler, the one who bends rules, outpaces enemies, and dominates in silence. You are the one who moves through shadows and leaves empires shaken, networks shattered, and rivals broken by the mere weight of your presence. And when your story is told, when the whispers of your legend spread, remember this: it was not chance that made you feared. It was mastery, precision, and an unwavering refusal to be ordinary. Every day remind yourself of your power. Remind yourself of your discipline. Remind yourself that you are feared because you are prepared, respected because you are inevitable, and remembered because you are unforgettable. Every step you take is a message. Every decision, a declaration. Every silence, a warning. And when they call it illegal, when they call it forbidden, when they try to define your life with their narrow words, laugh quietly, because they cannot contain what cannot be contained, control what cannot be controlled, or predict what cannot be predicted. You are beyond their understanding, beyond their rules, beyond their reach. So rise, master. Walk with precision. Think with clarity. Act with inevitability. The world will fear your name. They will respect your methods. They will whisper about your presence in every corner of their domain. And in that fear, that respect, that acknowledgement, you will find the ultimate truth: that mastery is not given, power is not inherited, and greatness is not a gift. It is claimed, executed, and lived. You have claimed it. You are living it. And no one, no system, no criminal empire, no adversary can ever take it from you. Remember always, they labeled it illegal. They tried to confine you. They whispered in fear. But you are the smuggler master. You are the shadow they cannot predict. You are the storm they cannot outrun. You are the inevitable force they cannot deny. And in that inevitability, you become immortal. You stand at the edge of the world, and yet the world bends before you. Every whisper of your name carries weight. Every rumor becomes a warning. Every shadow trembles with your presence. They may call what you do illegal. They may call it forbidden, impossible, or reckless. But you know the truth. You are not bound by their limits, their rules, or their perception of reality. You are beyond it. You are the storm they cannot predict, the shadow they cannot chase, the inevitable force that reshapes everything it touches. And in that inevitability, you hold the ultimate truth. Mastery is not a moment. Mastery is not a title. Mastery is not permission granted by others. Mastery is a life lived with relentless purpose, unwavering focus, and the courage to walk where others fear to step. Do not underestimate the solitude that has brought you here, nor the discipline that has forged you into what you are. Others flee from isolation. They cringe from sacrifice. They balk at responsibility. But you embraced it. You cultivated it. You turned it into a weapon sharper than any blade, stronger than any army, more precise than any law. Every hour spent alone, Every night of planning, every silent act of preparation has led to this, a presence so powerful that even the boldest of criminals hesitate when your name is mentioned. They whisper it not in admiration, they whisper it in fear. But fear is only the mirror that reflects your greatness. Respect follows naturally, inevitability follows inevitably, and the world has no choice but to acknowledge the force that you have become. Understand this: the fear you inspire is not born from anger, aggression, or chaos. It is born from certainty. Certainty in your skill, certainty in your vision, certainty in your dominance. You move with clarity that others cannot anticipate. You strike with precision that others cannot counter. You are always one step ahead, always two moves deeper, always the mind that calculates where others only react. And that certainty is your true weapon. While others falter in hesitation, you carve paths, you bend reality, you leave empires shaken and rivals broken, all without a single display of brute force. There will always be those who doubt you, who attempt to cage your ambition, who try to define your limits with their fear and ignorance. Let them. Every underestimate, every dismissive word, every attempt to contain you becomes fuel. It sharpens your mind, strengthens your strategy, and deepens your resolve. They cannot comprehend the full scope of your vision because they are constrained by their weakness, and you are unbound by anything but your own discipline and purpose. Let them plan, let them whisper, let them fear. You move forward, precise, deliberate, inevitable. And that is the power of a true master. Action without hesitation, presence without show, dominance without apology. Do not seek validation from the world. They do not hold the measure of your worth. They cannot define the force you have become, nor can they erase the shadow you cast over every empire, every network, every rival. You are not here to live small, to conform, to beg for permission, or to bend to the expectations of the ordinary. You are here to dominate, to master, to become the inevitable force that criminals fear and legends respect. Every step you take, every decision you make, every silent calculation cements the reality that you are untouchable, unstoppable, undeniable. And remember this: what they labeled illegal, what they branded forbidden, what they feared most is nothing more than a mirror reflecting their inability to match your ambition, your intellect, your precision. You are not illegal. You are inevitable. You are not forbidden. You are unstoppable. You are not to be feared alone. You are to be respected, acknowledged, and remembered. And the echoes of your name will linger long after their schemes have failed. Their walls have crumbled, and their empires have been shaken. So, rise. Walk through shadows and storms alike. Act with precision. Strike with inevitability. Plan in silence. Move like the storm that arrives unseen but remembered. Let the world fear your name. Let rivals tremble in the knowledge that you are always ahead. Let every whisper, every rumor, every shadow bear witness to the mastery you have claimed. You are the smuggler master. You are the force that cannot be contained. You are the shadow they cannot escape. And in that inevitability, you are immortal. Every day remind yourself, mastery is not given. Power is not inherited. Greatness is not a gift. It is claimed, executed, and lived. You have claimed it. You are living it. You are the storm. You are the shadow. You are the inevitable force that reshapes the world. And no law, no rival, no empire, no criminal mind can ever erase what you have become. Fear them, respect them, but above all, move forward with the certainty that you are unstoppable, because they labeled it illegal. But you are the master. And masters do not ask permission. Masters do not compromise. Masters do not fade. Masters are immortal. Look at yourself in the mirror, not the reflection they see, but the one you have forged. Every scar, every sleepless night, every silent calculation is proof that you are not ordinary. You did not wait for the world to hand you greatness. You seized it, claimed it, demanded it, with a mind that refuses compromise and a spirit that refuses surrender. The world tried to define you, but you are beyond their definitions. You are the law they cannot enforce, the force they cannot predict, the presence that reshapes reality itself. And every time they whisper your name in fear, remember this: it is not chance that made you feared. It is design, precision, strategy, and a will so unyielding it cannot be broken. Every obstacle you faced, every rival who tried to challenge you, every system that sought to contain you, all of it has built you into something the world cannot ignore. They thought you were bound by rules, shackled by fear, limited by circumstance. But you were never bound. You were never limited. You were never ordinary. You moved through their traps, outwitted their schemes, and emerged stronger, sharper, more precise than ever before. And in that inevitability, you discovered the ultimate truth. Power is not given. Respect is not asked. Fear is not demanded. All of it is earned, carved, and claimed in silence, in solitude, in the relentless pursuit of mastery that others are too weak to endure. Do not forget the power of presence. True dominance does not roar. It whispers in echoes that follow long after you have gone. You do not need to prove yourself in every room, in every confrontation, in every challenge. You move with the certainty of inevitability. The moment you enter a space, your influence begins. Decisions bend to your will. Plans falter before your insight. And every criminal, every rival, every observer knows you are the storm they cannot outrun, the shadow they cannot chase, the force they cannot resist. That is the mastery you have cultivated. That is the inevitability you have earned. They may try to cage you with laws, boundaries, expectations, and labels. They may attempt to define your path, constrain your ambition, or manipulate your reputation. But remember this: labels are for the weak. Boundaries are illusions. Rules are only effective against those who obey them. You do not obey. You do not bend. You do not wait for permission. You are the master of your domain, the architect of your legacy, and the shadow that looms over every empire, every plan, every mind that dares to cross your path. And now, as the world trembles at the thought of your presence, embrace the truth that fear and respect are your companions.